for all things Halloween. This is hauntformer, and welcome back to another live stream. I've been doing some live streams recently, and, well, the long story short reason for that is because not everything is out and official. I don't want to officially do a video on it when there still may be more things up in the air. Does that make sense? That's basically the reason. I will be doing official videos covering the spirit stuff, as I did with the Home Depot and Party City items and lineups. I'll basically be doing the same things where I did kind of like a ranking list of like my top 10 or top 5. For Spirit, it will definitely be a top 10 items, animatronics of the year. So think of this stream as less of a ranking and more of just a tier list. That's going to be what this is. And the reason I'm doing a tier list is for a couple reasons. One is I've never done one before, and I'm excited to do it. And I've also seen a lot of other people's tier lists from the community, and I want to see how mine differs or maybe similar to others. And I say all that to say, if you want to do a tier list along with me, you can actually go online to tiermaker.com, and this is the Spirit Halloween 2022 animatronic tier list. See it? There you go. That's the tier list. And in just a minute, we are going to be reviewing all of the animatronics. I realize that I haven't talked about the Widow, the neck snapper lady, so I'm going to talk about her too. And then we are going to jump into this arbitrary tiered ranking for the Spirit lineup. I'm excited to have you all with me. Thank you for joining. This stream won't be as long as the other two streams because those were just kind of random discussions. We've already mostly discussed all of the items for this year. Now we are basically just assessing how much we like them. Spirit Halloween's flagship location is opening this Saturday, which should be a whole lot of fun for those attending. I unfortunately won't be able to make it. Sad. Flights have just been astronomically expensive from Florida to New Jersey, but I do hope to make a return in 2023. So let's keep our fingers crossed. It's the 40th anniversary of Spirit Halloween next year, so I would love to meet all of you for that special occasion. There are already people camping out. That is ridiculous. That is nuts. But you're committed. All right, so we are about to jump into the tier list. If you've never seen a tier list done before, it's a pretty simple, yet I think novel concept. Basically, what I'm going to be doing is taking the new animatronics for 2022, which are all listed down here, and placing them in a tiered ranking. Starting with S for superior, those are like the elite things. A for awesome, like an A on a test, A+, great job. A B is still very good. This is how I'm viewing it, at least. A B is very good. Not quite the top of the top, but very good. C is like average. Like, it's not bad, but it's not good. It's just kind of in the middle. D is, it's less than average. It's not terrible, but it's not really doing it. And F is terrible, bad. That's essentially the tier list that we're going to be doing today with the entire lineup from Spirit Halloween. Now, if I can go back here. Let me just say that I went by my Spirit Halloween locations in my area. There are 3 that are in my area, and beyond that, they get a bit lengthy of a drive. So I hope to attend perhaps 4 locations this year. I might go to one of those farther away ones and then hit the other 3. If you remember last year and the year before, I managed to hit a whole bunch of different locations so you can see the variety that different spirits and different shapes and sizes and buildings have to offer. That is what makes this a really fun hobby, to track a lot of these stores down, and we'll hopefully see some different things along the way, different people, different displays, and what have you. So we're about to jump into this tier list. I'm giving people a few more minutes. We're almost at 100 viewers. Thank you so much. We're going to be talking about this tier list, and you can, as I go through each of the animatronics, you can comment your ranking. Are you going to give it an S, an A, a B, a C, a D, or an F? You can come up with that in the comments below. And I think that's really fun. Now, I do want to know, I did not make this tier list. This was not made by me. This was already available on the site, so credit and shout out to whoever made this. But that's really cool. Thank you for doing it, random haunter person. I take it. So before we do this tier list, I do want to shout out Owen Nelson in the comments. He asked for it, so there is your shout out, buddy. If anyone else wants a shout out, I will gladly do it. If I see your comment, forgive me if I don't, because we are going to be looking at all of these props. I am reading your comments, so I do appreciate all of these. Thank you, Maddie. Thank you, Little Red. Thank you, Jurassic Things, Looper Trooper, Skull King, Boogeyman, Machine Washable. Lots of really great commenters, Jack. So thank you all for joining. DJ the Haunter, shout out to you. Curbman133, Tyrese, awesome people, awesome spooky people. We are so close to August. And when August hits, stores are going to be ramping up getting their Halloween stuff in. As soon as I see enough significant Halloween stuff in stores, I will be doing store walkthroughs yet again. I'm really excited for them to return. It's going to be super fun. I actually just ordered a gimbal, which is like a steady cam type of system, so that way I can get good focus shots of all of the decorations that you see in stores. So it should be a fun year. I'm excited for the ride if you go along with me. I have modified some of the stores I'm going to. I've changed my list around, so it's going to be a more narrowed list to really focus heavily on the few main stores that I'm trying to hit. And that's specifically Halloween City, Spirit Halloween, Lowe's, Home Depot, and Michael's. Those are my focus. I'm also going to probably go to Target if I can, because they usually have some interesting things. Beyond that, we'll see what happens. Walmart is a toss-up. I have largely, unfortunately, given up on Walgreens and CVS. They seem to regurgitate the same several items every year, so unless there's something really spectacular, I probably won't record there. Same with Cracker Barrel. That's just how this has been going. So, again, thank you for all your cool comments. Jack, Curbman, Skull King, Carved Haunts, Melody, Rotten Pumpkin Haunts, Sawyer Goodman, or Gooden. Yeah, so let's take a look at the props. Now, here's a big shout out right here. A very honorable shout out goes out to Grimm Productions for basically compiling all of the animatronics in one video, which is super sweet. We are going to be watching through all of the animatronics, giving out my thoughts on each of them, and then we will go into specifically ranking and placing them in the tier list. I have not talked about the Broken Neck Widow Woman yet. That's the only one that I missed in the last stream because they had to upload it freaking right after I posted that video. I have a mixed review on her because is that one even in this video? Let me see. I don't see her so far. Oh, was that her? Nope. Nope. So you know what? Right before I do this, let me jump into her real quick. Let's do her. Spirit Halloween, the Widow. Oh, look, there's the live stream that you're currently watching. All right, here's the Widow. This is from Jaden's channel, Jaden the Haunter, specifically. Let's make it full screen for you guys. Again, this is the one that I did not talk about. The one that got away. Ugh. I feel a chiropractor session in order. Let's play that again. So here's the thing. Let me play that animation one more time, because that's definitely the highlight. So here's my 2 cents on this. I really like this one. Mostly. I do have a big qualm with it in that it's very static. Other than the neck snapping feature. Like, it just does that, and then it resets, and it just stands there. It needs something else. You feel me? I don't know what that... I don't know if that's a side-to-side motion like Miss Mercy. Maybe that's what it's missing. That side-to-side where its neck snaps and it turns so you can really see it. I feel like that would have made this... like a superior prop. But that lack of animation brings it down a tad for me. But I will say it's quite creepy. I also feel like the neck snap should go even further. Maybe, like, completely upside down or something where you really can tell that it's bad. But I do like it. Very intense animation. Oh, man, it just hurts to watch. And I love the detail that they placed on the neck there. Ugh, yeah, that's grody. That's grody right there. And then Spirit Halloween made an official post on her. I'm assuming an edited, more edited version of that. But do you see what I mean? Like, in this shot right here, she's just standing there. She doesn't do anything else, and then it just resets. Luckily, her audio, the animation, the detail, especially look at the face. That's why I can't get too critical here, because look at the detail on that face. I thought, when I saw the little teaser that Spirit posted, I thought that was an actual actress, because it went by so fast. But that goes to show how well done that their sculpts are this year. So yeah. Mr. Skeleton Pants, I'm just looking at comments, says I'd put this at B or A personally. I think I would have to agree, but we're going to get to the official... we're going to get to the official ranking in just a second. That is really disturbing. So, let's watch all of these spirit props again, besides the Widow, because we just saw hers. I'm going to get them refreshed in my head, and then we are going to go through each of them and place them in the tier list. Here we go. Shout out to Grim Productions for compiling all of these.
Careful where you're going. I'm trying to sanitize.
First is Nozzles the Clown.
When I'm done, nothing's gonna be left living. Oh, who makes your eyes
I have a secret.
And Mr. Punchy.
Come closer and I'll tell you. Closer. Closer.
And Spirit has uploaded a lot of these officially to their channel now.
Can I show you my collection? I love cooking. Mommy lets me do all the chopping. My sister used to be Mommy's favorite, but I took care of that. Through the dark woods and into the night.
They just uploaded Little Skelly's video.
I'm coming for you to give you a fright. Da 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 da.
The spider. I don't even know why the spider's being included. I thought this was gonna be cheap, you guys. You guys and girls. This spider is $200. Sunstar Spider. Young Crouchy. Need I even say anything?
Excellent day for an exorcism.
Ah, Reagan.
It would bring us together. You and us.
I like how the jump scare is so fast and almost pointless that you barely even see it in this edited video.
Did you know that this land is cursed? The original farmer buried his victims in this very field. They say it helped to keep his soil nice and fertilized.
This one's been a fan favorite, I must
care
admit.
to see where
This
the
one's been a fan
remains
favorite.
lie?
Getting a lot of letters in there.
Monsters have been
chat.
carving up my friends for
We have
years.
Possessed Pumpkin.
Now it's my turn to make a jack-o'-lantern. From your head!
I feel like that one's gonna get annoying for people that are working as spirits. Bog Zombie. Bog Zombie's also a fan favorite this year. He's one of my personal favorites too.
I knew you would be here soon. You
Lord
could
Raven's an
say
interesting
I
one.
have
I don't know how I feel
eyes
about him.
all over.
I love the animation in the face though.
Wherever you run, my crows and I will find you.
He's the only one that's genuinely interesting. And then, of course, Grim Productions asks at the end, who's your favorite? Let's see who our favorites truly are. Before we jump in, I also want to shout out my friend Penny, who has been supporting me on eBay, getting some stuff. If you haven't followed me on eBay or Mercari, I've been selling a lot of old animatronics and decorations. A lot of what you see on there is some of the last things. I've sold quite a bit. I've narrowed my focus on the props that I'm purchasing very specifically to my certain things that I really enjoy. So thank you for all the support on there, and thank you for all the support on the channel of late. I feel like it's been quite an incredible season, and it barely has started, so thank you guys. But yeah, this is going to be a very interesting video, live stream, whatever you want to call it, because now it comes to the difficult task for me to tier these animatronics for 2022. And the thing is, I'm going to try to make this my opinion and not be influenced by outside voices. And that might be hard because there's been a lot of talk about most of these decorations and animatronics. So, here's the thing. There might be some controversy here, both in the chat and from my own lips. So if you don't agree with me, don't hate me. Don't hate people in the comments. Let's respect other people's opinions, because there have been some opinions this year that I don't agree with at all. Let's be nice and sensible in the comments. At the end of the day, these are giant Halloween decorations. I think we can hold our role. They're not that important, but it is still fun to talk about opinions and see where we differ and where we come together. Now, with that being said, like I said, I'm going to break this tier list down one more time for you. S is superior. That's cream of the crop. Top of the top. A is awesome, really good, like an A plus on a test. B is good, not the best, but not even average. It's above average. C is average. It's not terrible. It's not great. It's mid. D is underwhelming. And F is terrible. That's how I'm kind of ranking this tier list. We have quite an interesting lineup of characters to talk about. And here's the thing. And I don't know if I'm prepared to say this, but someone might have mentioned it, might have been Pixelated Pumpkin, is I don't think anything this year is an S tier. Is that a controversial opinion? That might be. I don't know. Because here's the thing. In my heart, I love Reagan. I love The Exorcist. I love this animatronic. I love the detail on it, but I still don't think it's an S. It's a little shy of an S. And that goes for a lot of these props. They're really good, but there's either price issues or there's one animation that's lacking. That seems to be the problem this year, is I think some of these have lacking animations for a little too high of a price, and for me, that keeps them away from being an S. So maybe in my heart I'll change my mind later down the road. When I see these in person, perhaps I'll go, I was wrong about this one. But as it stands right now, I don't know if I could adequately put any of these in an S tier. But we are going to start. I don't know. Should we start with my gut reactions, or should we just go kind of across the board here in terms of what this tier list is laid out? I'll let you decide. But I'm already just kind of surveying the group of characters down there. And yeah, this is gonna be a very controversial video for sure. So bear with me. I'm sure some people. See, here's the thing. A lot of people have very strong reactions one way or another. Either they go, I love it, it's an S. Or they say, I hate it, it's an F. When most things are usually somewhere in the middle. And I want to be non-partial. I really just want to give my opinion. And so that's what we're going to do. Let's go across the board. And the first one up is Tombstone Terror, which its jump scare lasts almost as long as a sneeze. But I will show a clip. Shout out to Ryan's videos. That's it. That's Tombstone Terror. If Tombstone Terror was at like Target or Big Lots, I feel like even then it would be mid. Or below, maybe a D. But the fact that it's at Spirit Halloween, everyone's favorite prop store, I have to give it an F. I have to give it an F. There's almost nothing redeeming about it. The jump scare is not scary. The skull is as basic of a skull as you can get. The tombstone is basic. I find almost nothing redeeming about that guy. And I'm sorry, because there are a few people out there that do like it. But the price is terrible. It's almost $100. I think it is $100. There's so many better things that you could spend your $100 on than that. So it gets an F from me. I feel that very strongly in my heart. That's just where we're going to go. So yeah, we're starting off strong with an F tier prop. Up next is Lord Raven. Let's watch Lord Raven's video again, because we need to freshen up on some of these. Lord Raven is one I've been oddly conflicted about. There are already people who have this guy, so this is kind of cool. People are already getting it. Here is Ryan's video of Lord Raven.
I knew you would be here soon. You could say I have eyes all over. Remember, wherever you run, my crows and I will find you.
I gotta say, I actually think he's pretty good. I think he's actually one of the better ones of the year. Because a lot of them are the same kind of animation as we've gotten before, either like that kind of crouchy, kind of side movement, or a single motion. This guy actually has a new kind of like lurching mech. I really do enjoy him. Now, the other thing to keep in mind too is sometimes when you start doing these tier lists, unlike a ranking, is that sometimes you have to move things around. Like, for example, part of me wants to put it at an A, but when you put it at an A and then I put Reagan, I go, well, I don't like it as much as Reagan, so maybe he gets a B. You know what I mean? It gets kind of tricky. So right now, I'm gonna, I'm gonna put him at a B. Let's watch this video again. This is a hard video to make.
I knew you would be here soon. You could say I have eyes all over. Remember, wherever you run, my crows and I will find you.
I actually really enjoy the voice on him, too. That is tough. Let's put him at an A, but we might have to rearrange, okay? I think I'm going to stick with an A. How much is that guy? I forgot how much the Lord Raven is. I think I would like to see a video of him in person, too. Actually, seeing a lot of these in person is going to change my opinions on him drastically. But,
Is this thing on?
Don't waste the battery in that.
sorry if I went extremely white. Okay, he's 300. He is a bit pricey, but a lot of them are pricey this year. So yeah, let's say let's keep him at A. He probably will get moved back to B. I couldn't see him going into C. He's very solid, and I think one of the reasons that I like him so much is he's kind of a breath of fresh air. He's something different, and I have to give him credit where credit is due. Though I think he would be even creepier if he was just an actual crow, not a skeleton. So let's keep him there, and we'll see where he goes. Up next is Monty. So let's play Monty's video. I actually quite like Monty. We're kind of starting off with some of my highlights of the year. And when I do my official ranking, then you'll see where they actually go. But here's Ryan's video again of Monty. Okay, so I quite like Monty. I think Monty moves a little too slow for my liking. It's also because I used to have one of the Jolly Chimps, which is the original Symbol Chimp, and they go pretty fast, and their eyes also bug out. They go... So, Monty, I think... So here's the thing. I think thematically, I would rather purchase Monty than Lord Raven. I think Monty... I like the Symbol Monkey. I think it's a creepier design. But I don't think, if I had to compare it to Lord Raven, it's quite as good with the animation and for that price. So I think I'll put Monty at a B. Although, in my head, I would probably reverse those two, because I would think if you gave me the money, I would probably go to get Monty before I would get Lord Raven, because I really wouldn't use Lord Raven. But, Yeah, so I think I'm going to stick with B. I think that's fair. Could change. Could change. We'll see. They should have called Monty Gordy. If you saw Nope, then you know what I'm talking about. Up next is the spider. Do I really need to watch the video of the spider? Let's just watch it. Whatever. You know where it's going already. But let's see it just in case. Maybe something will tug at my heartstrings for this spider. How big is this spider again? 3 feet. 3-foot spider. And this is from Ryan, the Halloween Kids channel. Yeah, it's $300. Or I'm sorry, it's 200. My mistake. It's 200. That is a big old F. I'm sorry. That is just even if that was $20, it's still it probably would get a D. But because they had to put that price on it, it gets an F. There's no justification for that price. Even the giant wolf spider that I have. You know the one I'm talking about? Hang on. Spider, wolf. Oh, I'm sorry, wolf spider. I should put. Not spider wolf. Wolf spider Halloween prop. And I own this. The giant wolf spider. You remember this thing? This thing is big. And it's really well detailed. Remember that spider? I have this thing. It's $80. I know it doesn't move, but look at how much better it is. Yeah, that it can't raise up from an F. I'm sorry, it's staying there. That's ridiculous. Even $50 maximum is pretty nuts, but okay. Yeah, that's just terrible. Okay. Up next is Neck Snapper Lady, aka the Widow. Now we started talking about her. Now we are going to continue our discussion of the Neck Snapper Widow. This one's going to be a tough one. Okay, so here's my thing with the Neck Snapper. If the Neck Snapper moved side to side like Miss Mercy and cracked her neck so you could really see it, with that original neck snapping, she had the potential to possibly be the only one that could have broken into S. But the truth of the matter is she doesn't do a lot of movement. She snaps her neck and then she resets. It's missing something to me. I know I see a lot of S's in the chat or an A. I think as it stands, I'm going to have to put her in B. I think I'm going to have to put her in B. I feel confident with that. It's crazy that Lord Raven's even at A, but I do think for the price, you get a more dynamic movement with the Lord Raven, as opposed to a static thing that snaps its neck and resets. She needed something more. I don't know what that entirely could have been. Again, maybe the Miss Mercy thing, because Miss Mercy, in my opinion, is an S tier animatronic. I think she's very creepy. She has the potential to get there, but she's not quite there yet, although the detail is really making me consider an A. I know some people are disagreeing respectfully, but it is missing something. Because also the thing I think about is, if you put this in a haunted house and someone walks by right after the animation, all they're going to see is a woman going like that. So it needs something else for me. Yeah. So I'm going to keep it at a B. Might move to an A, but it's a single motor for $200. Keep that in mind too. Although that detail is pretty sweet. I cannot lie. That detail is really sweet. And it's possible, again, like I said, with any of these things, really. is I might see these in person and completely change my tune. So I just think seeing the video of her, she looks extremely static with one motion and resets. And that keeps it away from being an A, which I think is a very solid prop. But it still is. It still is. Like I said, B is still very good. But again, times could change. I do think the price for her is overall pretty fitting, by the way. Even though it has one motion, I feel like 180 is a little more respectable, but for the inflation that we're going through this year, I think 200 for all you get with her is a very fair deal. And it's also unfortunate that she is an online only. Oh yeah, so I won't get to see her in person. Yeah. Dang, that sucks. How come we get little Skelly Bones and the stupid spider and young Crouchy in stores, but we don't get her? That does not make any sense. Okay, Bog Zombie. Bog Zombie. Let's pull up the bog. Carly is superior, which I kind of said at the beginning of the stream. I don't know if any of these would classify as superior. Even Bog Zombie here, who is actually one of my favorites of the year. I really like Bog Zombie. I know I'm a sucker for zombies, but can you blame me? They're just zombies. They just are what they are. I guess I'm kind of like those people who love clowns just because it's a clown. Although I will say there have been a lot of doo-doo zombie props, and I will call them out for what they are. But this one has great detail, and I really like the animation, especially with the moving hands. I think Bog Zombie is a very solid A. I think. I would agree with Carved Haunts, maybe a really high B. But because I don't have that option, I wish we could break them down even more. But let's say it's an A. I feel pretty confident in saying that Bog Zombie's an A. I'd probably say Bog Zombie is more of an A than Lord Raven, just as the Neckbreaker is more of a solid B than Monty. So that's kind of in my head where we're going with this. Up next is Punchy. Punchy the Clown, which you all know how I like clowns, right? I love clowns. Let's take a look at him. Not Spirit's video because they edit these videos too much. You can't see what they're doing.
I have a secret. Come closer and I'll tell you. Closer, closer.
Okay, few things. Mr. Punchy is not scary. His audio is a bit obnoxious. And I don't get the EL wire LED thing going on his face. I don't get that. I agree with Who's Goblin in that he is a wasted potential because there is something there. So he's not like an F. He's not an F. But I don't even know if I could give him a C. I feel like he's gonna get a D. And we'll see if that changes when I add the other ones, but he's just not cutting it for me. He's slightly below average, and that's exactly what D is. F is bad, D is below average, C is average, B is above average, A is doubly above average, and S is amazing. So, yeah, I'm feeling confident in my D tier for him. Yeah, okay, so I might have a few differences in opinion here and there. Some people would say a C. Okay, I could see, if you're a clown fan, I could understand putting him at C. Little Skelly Bones is up next. This one is also interesting to me. Oh, I said skeely bones. I don't want no skeely bones. I'd like the skelly bones, preferably. This is Spirit's new video, but I think this video actually...
Ready or not, here I come. Da, da, da.
Alright, let me actually play the legit video. Again, I think they edit their videos too much.
Through the dark woods and into the night. Ha! I'm coming for you to give you a fright.
Huh, okay.
Through the dark woods and into the night. Ha!
So the thing is, I never liked the original Skelly Bones that much to begin with, so this isn't one that like really hurt me when I saw this version. In fact, and this is going to be a hot take, I actually think I like this version better. Can you believe that? That is a strong opinion. I don't care for the swinging props. I think when you add them on a swing, it really takes away any suspense or fear from it, unless it's something hanging. I think this animation is a little better,
woods and into the night. Ha!
but it's still not scary. I don't think it's an F. Yeah, it's cute for kids. It's a kids. This is something you'd put on your porch for kids on Halloween. Yeah, I'm gonna put it at a D. I think he's right there with Punchy. If not, Punchy is at least more of an original kind of idea going on. I know I really just hurt a lot of people with my opinion on Little Skelly Bones. My thing is, I don't like the swinging props. I do not think they're scary, and they don't fit a haunted house, and that's what I use these things for. That includes Pumpkin Nester, Little Nester, the Swamp Hag, Skelly Bones, all of those. The Scarecrow is the best one, and even he is still not an A. Yeah. Just not crazy about the swinging props, so I really don't understand people putting it at an F. Maybe if I guess if you really liked the original Skelly Bones and the reason that he's on a swing, I suppose I can understand why you'd spike this one and put it in an F. I never really cared about that one, so I'm fine giving it a D. Well, here's the thing, too. Look at the ones I already have an F. Like, the two worst things you've ever seen. So, there's no way I can put it down there. It's not that bad. Also, thank you, Trip, for my $1. Appreciate you, buddy. Yeah. What about Menacing Molly? I take that back. Menacing Molly is actually creepy because she does something on the swing. She actually bends backwards on the swing. The other ones just swing. I don't understand why that's scary. So, thank you for my correction. Menacing Molly is the only one that that goes beyond. Yeah. I have Johnny Punk syndrome. I do. Oh, yeah, Johnny Punk is the worst of the swinging guys. Yeah, Skelly is a D. I'm confident with that. Okay, up next is Bag of Bones. Bag of Bones. Here's another. I think we like started off strong, and now we're getting into like the. We need to get out of this. So it looks like some people actually got. You know what? I'm gonna watch someone's actual video of the animatronic. All right, let's see the actual video. Whew. Okay. It's Goblin Thief without the goblin, and just way worse. Oh gosh. Is it a D or an F? Let's put it at D. It's slightly okay. The reason I'm putting it at D is it's slightly better than the Tombstone Terror. And that is very much with a grain of salt. Yeah, let's stick with D. It's the same exact audio as Peekaboo Penny, and it's a very generic skeleton popping out of a bag. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with D there. And yeah, okay, up next is Reagan. I don't want to talk about Bag of Bones anymore. Alright, Reagan. Now, I'm going to try to put my biases aside with Reagan because The Exorcist is my favorite movie.
An excellent day for an exorcism. It would bring us together. You and us. You.
So they did something really unique here. They actually added a projection of the demon Pazuzu that shoots out of Reagan's back here. And so I quite enjoy that aspect. I feel like they'll bring that projection thing back for a future prop that might need it. Perhaps a ghost prop of some kind. If you haven't seen the movie The Exorcist, you're really missing out. It is my favorite movie. Obviously, if you haven't seen the movie, again, this is hard because I can't separate my love of the movie with the love of Reagan because it's from the movie. So here's the thing. I have the Morbid one. I can't get it to work. I don't know why, but I'm currently selling it. So if you're interested, you can DM me. It's actually available on Mercari right now. It's actually I think it's a fairly decent deal for it being a super rare animatronic as it is. But I've always loved the Morbid one. I thought it was a really good animatronic. And when I saw this, I was really blown away with the detail in the face. It really does look like Linda Blair. And I love that the eyes aren't light up. That really saved this. And I'm in the minority, I'm sure, here. I actually really like that it doesn't have a moving mouth. And the reason for that is a lot of these licensed characters, people are using as a set piece or a display piece, at less so than something you'd put out on Halloween. This is something that I'm going to leave out for an extended period of time. So I'm fine with it being more of a memorabilia piece than an actual like Boo Scaria prop. Obviously, the head turning is expected from Reagan. And the head turn is at an appropriate speed. All that's fine. I'm fine with the Pazuzu projection. It's a little weird, I must admit, even though it's cool. But that's fine. I don't understand why the audio isn't straight from the movie. But, yeah, this current one is going for $280. I do agree that price is a bit too high. For the tier list's sake, So, I think I'm going to put it at an A. It might be a B, a high B, for the price. But I'm going to keep it at an A. I'm going to keep it at an A. Okay? So, I think it should be about 200 for Reagan, because you get the projection and you get the head spin and the license. I'm going to keep it at an A. I know that's unpopular maybe for some people who prefer the Morbid one or who prefer some of these other ones. You have to keep in mind my bias here. being myself a big fan of the licensed characters because I love horror movies and especially The Exorcist. But I do think that for people that are wanting something from The Exorcist, this is going to be a great seller because of the fact that it's so well detailed. It looks like it looks like Reagan from the movie, and it acts accordingly. So yeah, that's kind of my stance. If you put it at a B, I think that's fine. The detail really keeps it away from a C for me. So far, there's no C's, but we'll see if that changes. Like I said, this year's been pretty dynamic. Either it's been pretty good or pretty bad. So far, we have 3 actually in A, 3 in D, 2 in B, and 2 in F. So it's kind of filing in as I expected it to be. Let's move on to Possessed Pumpkin. This one's gonna be a polarizing one, I'm sure.
You little monsters have been carving up my friends for years. Now it's my turn to make a jack-o'-lantern. From your head!
Let's watch Possessed Pumpkin one more time.
You little monsters have been carving up my friends for years. Now it's my turn to make a jack-o'-lantern. From your head!
So I think the first apparent thing is that the voice acting is really weak. It sounds cartoony. I did it in the last stream, actually. If you watched, I actually made fun of it and was like, from your head! Yeah, I'm sure there's some memes of my reaction to it. I'll say this. To be impartial, I actually like the design of the face overall and the eyes. I think the eyes are actually pretty creepy. Had this been a different circumstance with how it turned out, could have made it a lot higher here. The body is very minimal. This is also apparently a 6-foot prop, which doesn't make any sense. I thought it was going to be like crouchy. I don't know why it isn't. Yeah, I will say I don't love the head. It's a bit too shiny. I get it's maybe like a wet pumpkin, but it's just a little too cartoony. The voice really ruins it. As it stands, I think it's going to have to go in D. I'd probably put it right here. Yeah, I think I'm confident with that. It's going to be... He's 7 feet. Okay. 7 feet would make it a little better. It's still not bringing it up to a C. It's 7 feet. The measurements are wrong. Okay, that is weird. I don't know why they would adjust their website into it. Some people might say F. Some people might say D is too low. I wouldn't go out of my way to purchase it. I think it's too expensive. I think its animation is lackluster. It's basically a reskinned Crouchy. Much less scary. Voice acting is much worse. So, yeah. I'm gonna give it a D. I'm gonna give it a D. Like I said, controversy. Also, my Mercari name is my name, Mac Ralston. Okay, up next we have The Straw Man. This has been a real fan favorite for this year. Let's pull him up.
Did you know that this land is cursed? The original farmer buried his victims in this very field. They say it helped to keep his soil nice and fertilized. Would you care to see where the remains lie?
Okay, so that guy has been a real popular pick. I do think that it's a bit overhyped because of the servo. I really do like scarecrows when they actually look like scarecrows. I've never seen any real life scarecrows that look like that scarecrow. Too many of the scarecrows look like the Wizard of Oz, and the Wizard of Oz is a phony movie. I love the Wizard of Oz, but that's not something that's really scary. So, hmm. Yeah, it's a bit overhyped. I gotta be careful here with my review because I don't want to make people upset. I do think had this just been a normal animatronic without the servo technology, people wouldn't hype it up as much, and that's unfortunate. I do think that the detail on it is pretty good. I do think. See, I just want a scarecrow that doesn't talk. So many of these props would be better if they just shut up. I know there's a meme going around of me saying that, but it's really true.
Did you know that this land is cursed? The original farmer buried his victims in this very field. They say it helped to keep his soil nice and fertilized.
Yeah, so I definitely understand. Um, I definitely can understand why people like it so much. Oh, people are pointing out there's no lucky bottoms. Well, that's no good. Well, I'll talk about where it would go. I didn't make this tier list. Someone else did, so I apologize. But I will talk about lucky bottoms. And I will include these in my ranking video. I will be doing a ranking video of these so you can actually see where they all go in relation to one another. So look forward to that. That will be an actual video as opposed to a live stream like this. Yeah, if you didn't laugh at the end, I'd like it more. Um, Is he online exclusive? I think he is one of the replacement ones where if Spirit's missing a prop, they will put him on display. It's a filler, yeah. I feel like that feels okay for me. A B. But if you're a Scarecrow fan, obviously I think it could go up to an A. I guess you could, in theory, switch these two because of my bias, but some people I feel like are switching these two for their biases. So I'm going to keep it at a B. Might move to an A. It's definitely not a C. It's definitely above average. But I do think it's just a very simple Scarecrow with a servo. So, yeah. Think B is fair. All right, I think B is okay. I don't think any of the ones this year are an S. I don't think any of the ones this year are an S. So while people are on the subject, let's pull up Lucky Bottoms here. I know Lucky Bottoms doesn't have. I don't know why it's not included in this tier list maker, but whatever. Looks like Ryan's Haunts already got one. Let's actually see his video. I'm curious about this.
So yeah, definitely.
I did like the face on this one.
All right, guys. Lucky Bottoms is. Look at that bobble go. That's.
I think if Lucky Bottoms was full-bodied, it'd fare a lot better on this list. Because I really think the face model on it is quite nice. I think the sculpt is quite nice. I do think that the fact that it's like it has no legs really does take it down a notch because I don't know how people are going to see this thing. The audio is pretty good. It's a little annoying. I think I'm going to put it, I don't have it here on the list, unfortunately, But I would put it at C. I would give it a straight C. I don't think that it's bad. I don't think that it's good. I think it is fine. If you like clowns, it will go up for you and you'll probably get it. If you don't like clowns, you might agree with me in saying that it's very mid. And it's a little overpriced as well. I would agree with people. So yeah, Lucky Bottoms is going to get a C, the first C of the list. Yeah, and I don't understand. Someone needs to explain to me why there is a groundbreaker clown. I don't understand. There's no reason for a groundbreaker clown. Groundbreakers are things that come out of the ground. Clowns don't come out of the ground unless it's a zombie clown, but it's not. It's just a clown. So it doesn't make sense. Yeah. I would say, okay, if you're biased, I think a high B might be fair. It's a C for me. Could it make it to D? I don't know, because we have those ones in reference. I do think it's a step above those. Let's move on to Nozzles the Clown. Nozzles the Clown is up next. Spirit also did a video of Nozzles.
I just ooze with spirit. I also ooze with all kinds of toxic stuff, too.
These sneak peeks are a bit too quick. Let's pull up a different video.
Careful where you're going. I'm trying to sanitize this place first. When I'm done, nothing's gonna be left living. I'm done.
Okay, the face detail, I've seen some pictures of people taking pictures of this guy. I think the face is different. It's far too much money. It's the same price as Krampus, which is ridiculous. The concept is unique, but it doesn't make a ton of sense. I don't know why a clown is also a hazmat clown. Wouldn't it just be a hazmat robot, maybe, with nozzles would make more sense? It's because I have to go back to clowns. I think the mouse should have moved. This is one of the ones where the mouse should have moved. I could see some people saying low B. I think I'm going to give it a C. I could understand you giving it a low B, though. I don't think it makes it to an A or above. Yeah. There is Nozzles. Nozzles the Clown. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the Joker a bit. The nozzle hands is a good idea. I hope they reuse that and do some kind of robot. Maybe a fire shooting robot character would be really neat. We've never gotten a robot animatronic, I don't think. So that would be a fun one. I've always liked robots as monsters. But I don't know why. Yes, I have said this before, Michael. I don't know why Spirit avoids the circus. If that's what sells, I understand, but just embrace it fully, because they gave us a lab this year, but there are no lab animatronics or anything. Just do a circus. At least it will fit. So, yeah, the mask itself looks better than the actual sculpt. I mean, it's the same sculpt, but yeah, you could just buy the mask. So, I'm pretty confident. Yeah, a firefighter clown would have made more sense. I think I suggested that before. Yeah. Okay, up next is our favorite. A fan favorite. Young Crouchy. And I spelled Young Crouchy wrong, but it doesn't deserve to have its name spelled right. Done. That was easy. Gets an F. It gets an F solely because of what it represents to me. It is lazy and it takes away everything about Crouchy, which isn't even my favorite clown prop. Takes everything away that made that thing interesting and scary just to be small. You might as well just get Crouchy. Yeah. Yeah, it goes in F. I'm sorry. Now, here's the thing. If it was called Teeny the Clown, and it was something we've never seen before, I still wouldn't love it, but I would probably put it in C with nozzles. But the fact that it's just Crouchy smaller with light up eyes makes it an F. I have to. My hand is tied. I have to. Yeah. Had to do it. You know what? I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. It might be the middle of the F. I don't even know. Whew. Yeah. F. Yeah, it gets an F. Okay, and last but certainly not least, we have Betty Sharp. I don't know if there's any other animatronics that we haven't seen yet. I don't know if there's some that we've yet to see. Apparently there's another zombie out there. I've yet to see it. So I'm not going to include those yet because they don't exist yet. I have nothing to base them off of. Yeah. Yeah, because apparently there's a Spike zombie and a rat girl. I don't know if that's true, but they might be out there somewhere. Here's Betty Sharp.
Collecting things. Can I show you my collection? I love cooking. Mommy lets me do all the chopping. My sister used to be Mommy's favorite, but I took care of that.
Okay. I'm a little conflicted on the Betty Sharp. I'm a little conflicted on the Betty Sharp because I actually think the face is kind of weird. Not good, but kind of creepy in terms of like the uncanny valley. Like it almost, I wish it was an animatronic of an animatronic. You know what I mean? Like meta. Like it's supposed to be a bad animatronic. But this is actually trying to be a little girl. That's where it's weird. The voice sounds not that good. It sounds like Timmy Turner from Fairly Odd Parents. I've mentioned that before. I will give props. They put some blood on her. Is that the least they could do? Put some blood on her, and gave her a bloody knife. The bag wiggles around. That's the only animation for the price, and you could barely see it.
Collection?
Like, could you even notice that it's moving? No one. I don't think anyone's gonna notice that.
I show you my collection?
It doesn't even wiggle that fast. Like if someone was in there trying to escape, it's just writhing for like worms in a bag.
I love cooking. Mommy lets me do all the chopping. My sister used to be Mommy's favorite, but I took care of that.
I think I'll give her the best I can, which is the high D tier. Because I can't put her with Nozzles or, if he was here, Lucky Bottoms. But I can't say that she's as bad as these three. I'm pretty confident there's a chance she could move to C. If I see her in person and she kind of gives me the willies, I might move her to a C just for effect. But she's basically a static prop. Kind of creepy just in the face and in the sense of like the uncanny valley. But it's not that good. Yeah, it feels like they just put blood on her in the last second and said, okay, she's scary. If you took that away, I really don't get what would make her that creepy. They need to do something else with her. I feel like there's a potential there that just gets lost. And that's unfortunate. So you have to imagine where my cursor is, where the mouse is. That is Lucky Bottoms right there. Okay? So here's my list. I'll check it twice and see which of these is naughty or nice. So as you can see, we're a little heavy on the D tiers. And we're a little light on the C tiers, which kind of means that this year is more bottom heavy in terms of negative thoughts from me. There aren't a ton of F's, like the worst thing ever, but a lot of them are just very underwhelming. I think that's what I could define as a majority of this, is underwhelming for a lot of these. And even the C ones that aren't terrible, they're still not amazing. So I think I'm pretty confident in this list. Some of the B and A gets a little muddled, but I feel like I'm pretty confident in this overall. I feel like a lot of people are going to disagree with my placement of the straw man in B tier, but I do challenge people to consider why they put him in A tier. If it was not for the servo, I do think he would not be as favorable as people are making him out to be. I think the servo helps just as Grim. I do think Grim might have utilized it a bit better. I don't know, maybe it is better than Grim. I gotta think about that one. But these are all just my gut reactions. Again, they could change. Will they? I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, some people will probably say that I'm wrong for not putting any in S. I really don't know which ones I'd put in S. I'm pretty confident with this list so far in giving most of them, we have we have 6 in the A and B, which those are the 6, I'd say, pretty good ones. To me, I'd say they're pretty good. 2 in the C tier, Lucky Bottoms goes here. And we have 5, then we have 8 down here. So technically, if we go below average and below, we have 10, and then the top 6. I haven't done the online kind of ones that we haven't seen yet. I know that the Neckbreaker Widow Woman is online only. But yeah, I think I'm pretty confident with this list. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. You can do this yourself. Go online to Spirit Halloween 2022 tier list and you can make your own ranked list of the year. I will be doing an actual full ranking of these and kind of my top 10 so you know what I'm going toward. But expect a lot of these to make it into the top 10 right here. Probably dipping into here unless we get some online ones. Yeah, I would have to say nothing this year was superior worthy. Nothing was the cream of the crop. There were a few that were just really bad. And then there's a big hunk in the middle. This is a great big bell curve, which with a few good ones, a few bad ones, a lot in the middle. A bell curve that dips heavier to the bottom half than the top. But yeah. There you have it, you guys and gals. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if I put something too high or too low for you. And we'll call it a day. I know this was a longer stream than I anticipated. About an hour and 15 minutes. Steel Vitco Haunts asks, what about Dr. Illum and Jerry? So those animatronics are technically carryovers from last year. So they're not technically new, so I'm not going to include them in this list. But my basic thoughts are, I think Dr. Illum is pretty neat. And I think Jerry is pretty underwhelming. I also did not include Barry in this list, which Barry is going to be in stores from what I'm aware of. And Barry would probably get a D if I had to place him in here. I don't really care for him. He's a very basic Morris Costumes type of animatronic, um, with nothing that really stands out on him. He's just kind of a ghoul in a cage. Yeah, this year is very weird. I will agree with you, Hunter. This is a very weird year. Yeah. Am I going to be doing Home Depot? I suppose I could do a tier list of Home Depot. Perhaps maybe I'll do another stream where I tier list Home Depot, and Party City / Halloween City. Although I technically already did a video on them, and I did do a top 10 on Home Depot, so that would be a weird one. But perhaps I will for some kind of free event that we could do. I mean, for free time, like if not just specifically a stream about one thing. This was just a stream about the tier list. So yeah, I could do a Lowe's one too. I guess it really comes down to who makes them. If someone would make them and send them to me, I would definitely be more inclined. So there you go. And I can't do Walmart next because I don't know of anything yet that's at Walmart. Other than that one towering guy, which if that's the best thing they got, it's not looking good for Walmart. But Walmart always is consistent with having just basic things for your Halloween needs, so I don't really count them in the major ranking anyways. Am I doing another ranking when I see them in person? I suppose I may. I am just waiting to get the final videos to make sure that everything is out, because we haven't seen some of the online stuff, but I'm thinking by the time flagship hits, if, past Saturday, you might see early next week a video where I discuss them in greater detail. There you have it, everybody. The tier list. Again, my cursor represents Lucky Bottoms, who for some reason is not in this tier list, but, it is what it is. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next stream. Or scream, whatever you want to call it. And remember, for all things Halloween, this is hauntformer.